This call is now being recorded.
Okay. But my request to put your roll number first in the chat box so that it would be easy for us to show your names and roll numbers. And these have been recorded. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Myself is Srikant Kumar Nanda. Taking your first class, perhaps only two or three students are present here. Whatever it may be, I would like to start our business now. And what's our business? Can you tell? Yes?
Sir, providing education.
Thanks. I would like to know about you. It is obvious. And you should also say something of yourself. And just okay. Now, Ashish Behera, Sri Pradhan, Yogesh Kumar. Perhaps Yogesh Kumar has forgotten to write his roll number. Am I okay? Written your roll number? Yes? Have you put your roll number?
I'm unable to hear you.
Yes? Again? No. It is mandatory to put your roll numbers here. Unless and until you put your roll numbers, it would be a very difficult task for ourselves for taking classes. Understand?
Sir.
Okay. Today, we'll start BHIC code number 101. You must have been supplied books. Yes or no?
No, sir, I don't have.
आसे नहीं सर हमारा.
आसिनी ना ये. अच्छा.
अच्छा.
कहाँ जाए तो?
ना सर.
अच्छा. Ashish, what's your business? Are you a student only or?
I employee sir.
Huh?
Employee, railway employee sir.
Railway employee. Thank you. Sri Pradhan?
I am a student, sir.
Student. Okay. Then Yogesh has a muted. Huh?
Yes, sir. So
Okay.
currently I'm pursuing B.Ed. So currently I'm pursuing B.Ed, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So it would be basically harmonious on our part, since it is not a class. It is
Shyam Singh, you write your Shyam Singh, you write your enrollment number in the chat box. Shyam Singh, you write your enrollment number in the chat box.
Yeah, the NCP.
Am I audible? Shyam Singh.
Namaste.
Shyam Singh, write your enrollment number in the chat box.
Just a minute.
All are required to write your enroll number. Exam. Questions.
0007103.
Are you not able to write in the chat box? Sam Singh, chat box रे लिखन न आशीष application आशीष के तांको बताई देला
राइट साइड जो ट्रिपल डॉट अछि सेटा क्लिक करंतु हेलो
समस्त यूज करना
हां श्याम सुनि परछो तो कटी हां आशीष कहि दियो
राइट साइड जो ट्रिपल डॉट अछि तळु को पूरा ता क्लिक करंतु तापर लिखा हितबो कॉल्स एंड मेसेजेस सेटा क्लिक करंतु तापर नंबरटा दे देबे सेठी आ राइट
वर्ड outside.
Okay. Some Soren has joined. Soren, am I audible? Soren, am I audible?
Soren has joined.
Soren, am I audible?
He has muted his.
भाई ना नमस्कार
नमस्कार
अच्छी ऑनलाइन
ରଞ୍ଜି ସାର୍ ଫଙ୍କସନ୍ ଦେଖୁ ତ ଦେଖୁନି ଜାଣିପାରୁନି ହେ ରଞ୍ଜି ସାର୍ ଗଲେ ହେଇ ଇଏ କଫି କହୁଥିଲେ କି Am I audible?
हां सर बोलिए कौन सर
ସମସ୍ତେ ଟିକେ ଆସିଗଲେ ଟିକେ ଭଲ ହବ ଜଏନ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ପ୍ରଥମ ଦିନଟା ତ ଟିକେ ଡିଫିକଲ୍ଟି ହେଉଛି
सोरेन ब्रह्मदेव सोरेन ब्रह्मदेव सोरेन आसी सेटा फर्स्ट क्लास जेतु प्रॉब्लम होउची नेक्स्ट क्लास रो प्रॉब्लम हबनी तमे जॉइन करी मात्रे तम तमरो मेसेज बॉक्स मेसेज जो चैट बॉक्स रे तमरो एनरोलमेंट नंबर लिखि दबो ओके
डेली दवा पड़ो सर
हां डेली दबाक पड़ियो प्रति क्लास पई दबाक पड़िबो ना अटेंडेंस टा पा अटेंडेंस अटेंडेंस टा हमरो 10 रु सबले अधिक दरकार कारण नहले क्लास टा हमकु अलाउड होई परिबो सोरेन सुनि पारछ सोरेन प्रधान म्यूट करो सोरेन हाँ
हेलो
हाँ सुनि पारछ
यस सर
ऐसा तुम्हें तुमरो चैट बॉक्स होची तुमरो जो मोबाइल देखो तुम्हें देखो जो तीनटा डॉट अछि
यस सर
से तीनटा डॉट रे प्रेस करो देखेबो चैट मेसेज देखेबो से मेसेज रे तुम्हें तुमरो एनरोलमेंट नंबर लिखि दियो
यस सर
हाँ सिद्ध संकल्प मिश्र ब्रह्मदेव सोरेन थैंक यू
यस सर
हाँ सक्सेसफुल सिद्ध संकल्प मिश्र तमे सुनि पारछ
यस सर
ओके चैट बॉक्स रे तमरो एनरोलमेंट नंबर लिखि दियो
सर वॉइस कंप्लीटली ब्रेक होची
वॉइस ब्रेक होची जोगेश तुम्हें जोटे अच्छा तम नेटवर्क ठीक अछि त
एटी ठीक अछि सर
संकल्प हाँ सीधा संकल्प मिश्र तमे चैट बॉक्स रे लिखिल कि
कौन सर
चैट बॉक्स रे एनरोलमेंट नंबर लिखि दियो
आज्ञा
हाँ जो तीनटा डॉट अछि सेठी रे मारु
आज्ञा आज्ञा
हाँ नंद सर
आज्ञा
आपण वर्तमान पढ़ा आरंभ करंतु
ठीक है सर
हिमांशु सर मैं जस्ट पिला माने भाई पते कहि
ओके केते केते आसिले ठीक है और so far as our paper is concerned, we have to read BHIC code number 0101. If you are not supplied books. You must have a process of study. You should go through it, and I should discuss. Since you are the learners, it should be participatory method. So today I start the first block, block number 1, reconstructing ancient Indian history. It possesses 3 units. Block number 1 of this paper possesses 3 units. Remember, first unit, geographical region and sources. Second unit, prehistoric period. Third unit, hunting gathering societies. These are the 3 units of block number 1, which will be discussed in 2 classes. These 3 units will be discussed in 2 classes. Block number 2, which has 4 units. Likewise, this paper will take 6 classes. Keeping it in mind, we must go through only 6 classes in order to finish the paper. In this unit, the first unit, after reading this unit, you should be able to learn why in the study of the history of a country, an understanding of its physical features is necessary, how we look at physical features as students of history, what are the different types of sources for the reconstruction of ancient Indian history, and what are the problems associated with use of literary sources. If you feel difficulty, you may also ask me to speak in Odia also. If it arises, don't mind, because it is a learning system. Going through every line, every pages of this chapter would be a very difficult task. So I would like to summarize so that we can finish in time or in stipulated classes. You must be knowing what is history. What is history first? Can you tell me what is history? What is your perception about history? Okay. History is a study of past, according to many. It is very simple to tell that it is the study of past. What is past? because it is nothing but a systematic study of human progress which possesses past records of evidence, truth. It is not mere a story, a narrated story or tales. With this, I would like to proceed. Geographical regions and sources. History without geography is largely incomplete, and devoid of its vital substance. जे आमे जदि इतिहास आलोचना करिबा, जदि ज्योग्राफी नहीं तो से इतिहास आलोचना करा जाई पारिबो नाही. जदि इंग्रजी रे बुझिया के चाहूछथि मो केवल मात्र इंग्रजी कहबी न हले ओडिया चाहूछथि कि इंग्लिश रे किछि प्रॉब्लम अछि, इंग्लिश रे किछि प्रॉब्लम नहीं तो ओके
ना सर.
ओके थैंक्स. You must have heard a Sanskrit shloka. गंगे च जमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदे सिंधु कावेरी जलस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु. And the land in which we live is known as Bharatavarsha, and it has its geographical entity. Without geography, history cannot be written. Since it is the study of the people, the events, as people reside in particular region or regions. So without regions, without geography, there can be no question of the existence of history, If you go through the geographical regions, the basic physiographic divisions are Himalayan uplands, Indo-Gangetic plains, peninsular India. You must be knowing about the geographical location, how geographically India is divided or our country is divided. Himalayas are the youngest whole mountains on the earth. Large quantities of alluvium are continuously carried down into the plains from these mountains. The Indus plains saw the evolution of the first civilization, while the Ganga plains have sustained and nurtured urban life, state and society and imperial fabrics from the first millennium BCE. Do you know what is BCE? BCE, BC, CE. Okay. I think you know this. BC AD.
Before
There are
Christ.
also yes. Do you know?
Before Christ.
BC. Before Christ. Okay. Thanks. CE.
जानने से बेटा.
Christian era. AD.
Anno Domini.
Thanks. ठीक है. So these terms are used in history. AD, BC, CE. On the southern edge of the intermediate zone of central India begins the formation called peninsular India. It is defined by flow of four major rivers which flow into the Bay of Bengal. Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri have produced vast alluvial plains and helped the creation of nuclear areas in the plains and deltas, enabling the sustenance of cultural growth through the ancient medieval and modern periods. If we divide three periods, if I divide our Indian history into three periods, ancient, medieval and modern. The Narmada and Tapti have a westward flow and run into the Arabian Sea after traversing a long distance in hilly central India, the well-known feature of the region in the Deccan Plateau. It extends from Vindhyas in the north to the southern limits of Karnataka. The lack of soil in Maharashtra and in the adjoining part of the central India is especially rich, for it retains moisture and is considered to be self-plowing. The soil yields good crops of cotton, millets, peanuts, and oilseeds. The early farming cultures are Chalcolithic in western and central India emerged in this region. Just we are discussing the region's specific major geographical units. So far we have considered feature of the broad geographic divisions. The light unit. Let us now take up the specific major geographical units which at instances conform to linguistic divisions and look into their traits from a historical perspective. The Himalayas can be divided into three broad units: eastern, western, and central. You must keep it in mind. The Himalayas can be divided into three broad units: eastern, western, and central. And then Indus plains. Okay. Am I visible? Am I visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the Indus plains, the passes lead to the rich plains of the Indus, which can be divided into two regions, Punjab and Sindh. Punjab, today divided between India and Pakistan, literally means the land of five rivers. Punjab. These are Ravi, Beach, Chenab, Jhelum, and the Sutlej. These five tributaries of the Indus flowing across a vast alluvial plain have made the region the breadbasket of the subcontinent. Punjab has been the meeting place and the melting pot of culture. Then the lower Indus Valley and the delta constitute a Sindh. Sindh is situated by the Indus and produces large quantities of rice and wheat. As mentioned, the Indus Plain has nurtured the subcontinent's first urban culture during the latter third and early second millennium BC. Two of its major cities, Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, you must have heard these names from the very beginning of the study, which are located in the Punjab and Sindh respectively. And then we should go to the Gangetic northern India. The Ganga plains can be divided into three sub-regions: upper, middle, and lower. The upper plains in western and central Uttar Pradesh largely include Doab. This has been an area of conflict and cultural synthesis. There is increasing evidence of the extension of Harappan culture into this zone. This was also the center of the painted grey ware culture and scene of pulsating activity in the latter Vedic periods. At the confluence of Ganga and Yamuna, at the terminal point of Doab is Prayagraj or ancient Prayag. The middle Ganga plains correspond to eastern Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. This is where ancient Kosala, Kasi, and Magadha were situated. In the latter period, we'll discuss how the 16 Mahajanapadas flourished, and these are also the Mahajanapadas. It was the center of city life and money economy and trade since the 6th century BC. This region provided the basis for Mauryan imperial expansion, and it continued to be politically important till the Gupta period, 5th century C. 5th century C. You should remember, from Mauryan period BC to the Gupta period C, अर्थात ख्रीष्ट पूर्व आम धीरे धीरे केमती जाऊचु ख्रीष्टाब्द. The upper and middle Ganga plains are geographical definitely by the Himalayas on the north and the central Indian hills on the south. The lower parts are coterminous with the province of Bengal. The wide plains of Bengal are formed by the alluvium brought by the Ganga and Brahmaputra. The Ganga plains have nurtured greater number of settlements and have sustained a higher population density than other similar regions. It has been the heartland of Indian civilization from the first millennium BC through the classical phase up to the present. Adjoining the Bengal plains is the long Assam valley produced by the Brahmaputra. It spreads over more than 600 kilometers. Culturally, Assam is close to Bengal, but in terms of historical development, it emerges as a late starter like Odisha. Then, Central India is an entirely different region and doesn't have, okay, come on. You must put your enroll number in the chat box. The newcomer is directed.
this PDF explain करी कौन सा सर ना ना
हाँ स्पीड टिके यूज नहीं ओके ठीक ଅଛି
ଆଉ ଟିକେ ସାର୍ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ଲେନ୍ ଦରକାର ମାନେ ଠିକ ସେ ଇଏ
ହଁ ପॉइंट ଏକ୍ସପ୍ଲେନ୍ ଆସନ୍ତା କ୍ଲାସକୁ ମୁଁ ତାକୁ ଟିକେ ସମରାଇଜ କରିଦେବି ହେଲା
ହଁ ଠିକ ଅଛି
କାହିଁକି ନା ଇଏ ଟିକେ ଭାଷ୍ଟ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ଆମ ଟାଇମ ଯେତିକି ଅଛି ବୁଝୁଛି ଆମର ଗୋଟେ ଘଣ୍ଟା କ୍ଲାସ ରେ ଆମେ ଏମିତି ତାକୁ କରିପାରିବା ନାହିଁ ଯଦି ସବୁ ଆମେ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ଲେନ୍ କରିପାରିବୁ ନାହିଁ ବା ଆମେ ଟୁ ଦି ଲାଇନ ବି କରିପାରିବୁ ନାହିଁ ଓକେ ଠିକ ଅଛି ଓକେ ସ୍ପିଡ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ଟିକେ ଓକେ Huh. Let us discuss about Central India is an entirely different region and doesn't have a central focal point like the eastern or western region. It is different from those of eastern and western regions. The southeastern part of state to the east of Aravallis is part of a sub-region called Malwa or Malwa. Because of the fertility of the soil, the region yields good crops. Chalcolithic settlements are distributed in good numbers in the region. Given its geographical location, it must have acted as a bridge between the Harpans and the other Chalcolithic communities in central India and the northern Deccan. Just we have come across so many regions like, yes,
Chalcolithic settlement sir कौन सेटा?
Chalcolithic settlement. You must know what is Chalcolithic settlement. It's the exact Odia.
इस settlement के चाहिए था ना
No, no.
हाँ मतलब किसी संदेह होंगे कौन सेटा
Terms are
सर आगे बढ़ो
okay.
देखिए
I will explain. Okay. The real term is not coming actually. It is not spontaneous. Okay. Gujarat is situated on the western fringe of the central India belt. It consists of three natural divisions: Saurashtra, Anartha or North Gujarat, and the latter or South Gujarat. The central peninsula of Gujarat is called Kathiawar. The low-lying ran of Kutch is another feature which during the monsoon turns into a swamp. Since it is very low, during the period of monsoon, it turns into swamp. Although Gujarat appears to have been a zone of isolation, actually it is a region of continuous ancient settlement dating back from the Harpan period. Because of its protected position and the lengthy coastline, Gujarat has been the focus of coastal and external trade for more than 4,000 years. Then let us, peninsular India, the Deccan Plateau and the surrounding coastal plains define the contours of peninsular India. The plateau is divided into four major regions which largely correspond to the states of Maharashtra, Andhra, Telangana, and Karnataka. Neolithic settlers in southwestern Andhra based themselves on pastoralism as an adaptational strategy. The extreme south, we are discussing the peninsular India, and then extreme south, the wide eastern coastal plain in the south and its adjoining hinterland constitute Tamil Nadu, the Kaveri plain and its delta constitute its epicenter. The rivers in the region being seasonal, the peasants of the region relied on tank irrigation since the Pallava Chola times. The ecological variations which supported alternative at times interrelated ways of life are attested to in the Sangam literature. Then let us discuss the uneven patterns of the emergence of historical regions. It should be remembered that in history, the processes of the emergence of regions have been uneven. The uneven pattern of cultural growth and differential configuration of historical process in the numerous regions were greatly influenced by geography. Let us discuss the nature of regions. Yet another way to classify regions is to understand them in terms of areas of perennial nuclear regions, areas of relative isolation, and areas of isolation. Let us see the merit of such a classification. In Indian history, we see the early emergence of some regions as a perennial basis of power. However, it should be remembered that nuclearity or otherwise of a region is linked with how historical factors converge on it. Areas of relative isolation in central India and such as the country of Bhils, Bastar and Rajmahal Hills in terms of structure of settlement, agrarian history, social organization and state systems differ from the nuclear regions because regions develop historically. Can geography and environment be taken as some kind of prime movers? Question arises. All natural regions are only areas of possibilities, and these possibilities are actualized. And these are the geographical outlines of the first unit, and let us discuss the sources for the study of ancient Indian history. What are the sources? We should know. Sources are important for the reconstruction of the past. We have a variety of sources. First, literary, then archaeological, then foreign accounts. In order to grasp knowledge, in order to write history, the historians depend on mainly three sources. Understand? After geography, we come to sources of ancient Indian history, basically ancient Indian history. What is literature? Just before going to discuss literary sources, literature is also divided into two parts or two groups: religious and non-religious, or free from religious. Under the literary sources can be included the Vedic, Buddhist and Jaina literature, the epics, Puranas or Sangam literature, ancient biographies, poetry and drama, under the broad head of archaeology. We may consider epigraphic, numismatic, and architectural or archaeological remains that are recovered as the result of archaeological explorations and excavations. Just I have to orient you with these. Yes. Religious literatures are different from non-religious literatures. The written primary sources are of two kinds: manuscript sources and inscriptions, and then published material. One needs to be careful with all such records as one should find out the purpose behind them, what audience they were intended for, and thus accordingly proceed with caution. Vedas. You must have knowledge about Vedas. The earliest known literature from the Indian subcontinent is in Sanskrit, you know, which means or which is derived from Ved, which means to know, Veda, knowledge. Veda means knowledge, it is a general. They are oral literature for which it is also known as Shruti. Shruti. And then Sanghita. Rigveda Sanghita, Atharva Veda Sanghita, Sama Veda, Jajur Veda Sanghita. Brahmanas, Aramyakas, or Upanishads, these are included in religious literature. These are also called, yes, the whole Vedic literature is considered to have been revealed by God and therefore considered sacred. Basically, the Hindus the Hindus are of great importance, or Vedas are of great importance by the Hindus. These are also called family books because each is ascribed by tradition to a particular family of rishis. Since these are sacred books, you see, there are Vedas or Upanishads, Gita, Bhagavata, then yes, are restored, are preserved in every householders, isn't it? Though most of the Vedic literature contains songs, prayers, theological and theosophical matter, these have been used by the historians to call out political, religious and social data of much historical value. Yes, we'll discuss the Vedic period. Though most of the Vedic literature contains songs, prayers, just I tell theological and theosophical matters, these have been used by the historians to call out political, religious and social data of much historical value. Then there is a category of texts, the sutras, which form part of post-Vedic literature. These have been classified as smriti or smruti, memorized rather than heard, or shruti. There is a difference between Shruti and Smruti. The suggested meaning is that these were composed by humans, great sages, and as such do not enjoy the sanctity of the Veda, though they are considered authoritative in their own right. The sutra texts are manuals of rituals. These include Sata Sutra, Griha Sutra, Dharma Sutra. Sata Sutra contains rules for the performance of the great sacrifices. Griha Sutra contains directions for simple ceremonies and sacrificial acts of daily life. Dharma Sutra, these are books of instructions on spiritual and secular law. They are the oldest law books. Besides secular literature, these are all religious literature. Just I have discussed there are two types of literature: secular, religious, or non-religious, or secular. Most sutra texts are smriti texts, which are Manusmriti, Narada Smriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti. These were composed between 200 BCE and 900 CE. They prescribe duties for different varnas as well as for kings and their officials. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then let us discuss Kautilya's Arthashastra. It is an important law book. The text is divided into 15 books, of which book second and third may be regarded as being of an earlier date and seem to have been the work of different hands. It was put into final form in the beginning of the Common Era. Ramayana and Mahabharata, two famous epics, are known as Itihasa. Thus, it was narratives. Both took many centuries to come into shape, and the period roughly assigned to them is 500 BC to 500 CE. Vyasa's Mahabharata is older and possibly reflects the state of affairs from the 10th century BC, 4th century CE. The main narrative, which relates to the Kaurava-Pandava conflict, may relate to the latter Vedic period everybody knows. Since both Mahabharata and Ramayana contain someone called Subhasri, you must put your enrollment on the chat box. Am I audible? Subhasri? Okay. Subhasri? Now, Subhasri join. Subhasri? Subhasri Chatoi or Subhasri Chatoi. Subhasri Chatoi. କଥା ହଉଛି ଯଦି 10 ଜଣ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣର୍ସ ନ ରହିବେ ତାହେଲେ କ୍ଲାସଟି ହେଇପାରିବ ନାହିଁ, ଯାହା ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦେଶ ରହୁଛି ଆମର ଇଗ୍ନୋ ତରଫରୁ। ତେଣୁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ କୁହାଯାଉଛି ସମସ୍ତେ ନିଜର ଏନରୋଲମେଣ୍ଟ ନମ୍ବର ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପ ଜଏନ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତ ତାକୁ ଲେଖି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ, ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ସୁବିଧା ହବ, ତା ନହେଲେ କ୍ଲାସ ହବା ଟିକେ ଅସୁବିଧା ହେଇପଡିବ। ଓକେ, Subhasri, do you listen me? Yes or no? Unmute and tell me. Subhasri Chatoi. Am I audible? Okay. Shubhasri Chatoi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Then, okay. ମୁଁ ତୁମକୁ କହିଦଉଛି ଯେ ସମସ୍ତେ ନିଜର ପ୍ରଥମେ ଏନରୋଲମେଣ୍ଟ ନମ୍ବର ଏଠି ଲେଖନ୍ତୁ ଚାଟ୍ ବକ୍ସ ରେ, so that our class will proceed. कम लर्नर्स को नहीं कि क्लास हो पारिबो नाही बोली जहा निर्देश अछि, तेनु will face a number of troubles, so you are required to first put your enrollment number. Okay, ठीक अछि आज प्रथम क्लास
नंदो सर
again
सेमानकु इंटिमेशन दियंतु जे आरो क्लास को इन टाइम रे समान जॉइन करिवे
again
एवं आज क्लास टा वाइंड अप आमे करिवा और रेगुलरली समान इन टाइम रे जो टाइमिंग दिया आइछि एवं जो लिंक दिया जाइछि सेही लिंक रे समान जॉइन करिवे आसंता काली भी समान क्लास अछि तो सही टाइम सही लिंक रे समान जॉइन करंतु एवं मिनिमम 10 स्टूडेंट हेले कंटिन्यू होबो तो समान रिक्वेस्ट करंतु समान क्लास करंतु थैंक यू जस्ट वाइंड अप द क्लास
again
थैंक यू वेरी मच
thanks
थैंक यू
समस्त को जणे दिया जाउछि जे समस्त निजर एनरोलमेंट नंबर दियंतु एवं
कॉल
ठीक समय जॉइन करंतु आ निश्चित भाव में क्लास में जीवो आज प्रथम क्लास आसंता काली करू ओके आपण कहू तुमको श्याम ओके सुबुनी नॉइज ओके सुबुनी किछि ओके then let us discuss Puranas. There are a category of text attributed to Vyasa. There are 18 Mahapuranas or Ashtadasha Mahapuranas and numerous Upapuranas or secondary Puranas. The major Puranas were compiled by 400 CE. Their content indicates that these were the works of various hands. The Puranas has 5 sections: Sarga, the creation of the world, Sarga, Pratisarga, recreation, Manavataraj, Manantaraj, periods of the various Manus, Vangsha, the genealogy of gods and rishis, and Vansanucharita, an account of royal dynasties. Many Puranas like Vayu, Brahmanda, Brahma, Harivansha, Matsya, Vishnu Purana contain useful information for reconstructing the history of ancient India. One called Chittaranjan Purana. Okay, Chittaranjan, you welcome. Chittaranjan, first you put your enrollment number in the chat box. Chittaranjan, who joined now, चित्तरंजन.
Sir, one question.
Okay.
Sir, how to enroll? How to give our enrollment number?
Yes. Have you seen chat box having three dots in the middle?
Yes.
Have you seen? Yes. And you
Yes.
touch it? Yes.
Yes.
You touch it. You should touch it
Yes, sir.
and put your roll number.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Time is pehla 6:19. 5:50, 1 hour plus perhaps.
Yes, sir. I have sent.
Thank you. Thank you. କେତେ ହେଲେ just
ସାର୍
I
କାଲି ବି କ୍ଲାସ୍ ହବ କି ଏଇ ଟାଇମରେ?
ଯାହା ଦିଆଯାଇଛି ହେଲା କି ହଁ ଏ ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାର ଟାଇମରେ କାଲି ତ ମୋର କ୍ଲାସ ନାହିଁ, ମୋର ଦିନେ ଛାଡି ଦିନେ ଅଛି ହେଲା କି, କିନ୍ତୁ
Yes.
ଅନ୍ୟ ଯୋଉ କ୍ଲାସ ଗୁଡାକ ଅଛି ଦିଆଯାଇନି, ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ପଠେଇ ଦିଆ ହେଇନି କି?
Yes, sir. ପଠା ହେଇଛି।
ପଠା ହେଇଛି
କୋଉ
ଟି?
କ୍ଲାସ୍ କଣ ଆମେ ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିବୁ ସାର୍? ନା ପଲିଟିକାଲ
ନାଇଁ
ସାଇନ୍ସ ଆମେ ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିବୁ ନା, ଆମେ ଖାଲି ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ
Sir,
କରିବୁ?
ଗୋଟେ question ଅଛି sir.
ହଁ ହଁ
Sir, one question.
ଓକେ
Sir, ଇନେ ଯାଏ sir books ଆମକୁ ଆସି ନାହିଁ, so sir ଆମେ କେମିତି କଣ follow up କରିବୁ sir?
ଠିକ ଅଛି। ଯଦି ବୁକ୍ସ ଆସେ ନାହିଁ ସେ ଡେରି କରୁଛି, ତାର ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ପାଣ୍ଡେମିକ ସମୟ ଏମିତି ହେଇକି କରିଦେଇଛି ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ, ବହୁତ ଅସୁବିଧା ହଉଛି।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆମର କେବଳ ତାର ଯୋଉ କୋର୍ସ ଗୁଡାକ ସବୁ ଅଛି ତାକୁ ଡାଉନଲୋଡ କରିଦିଅ ହେଲା।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆଉ ଏ ଚାପ୍ଟର ଗୁଡାକ ପ୍ରାୟ ମିଳୁଛି ଜେନେରାଲ ଯୋଉ ଏଜୁକେସନ ଆମର ରହୁଛି, ଯୋଉ କଲେଜରେ ପଢା ହଉଛି, ବୁଝି ହଉଛି। କେବଳ ମାତ୍ର ଏପଟ ସେପଟ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଟିକେ ହେଇଯାଇଛି, ହଁ ସିରିଏଲ ନମ୍ବର ଟିକେ ଏପଟ ସେପଟ ହେଇଯାଇଛି, ଆଉ ପେପର ଟିକେ ବଢି ଯାଇଛି। ହଁ ପିଡିଏଫ ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚାନ୍ତ ହେବେ, କାହିଁକି ପିଡିଏଫ କରିବା ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ। ସିଏ ବହି ଗୁଡିକ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆଭେଲେବୁଲ ରହୁଛି ଇଂଲିଶ ମିଡିୟମ। ତେଣୁ ମୁଁ ଭାବୁଛି you should go through those books which are available in the market also, and these are also used in general colleges. You may go through these books. Okay, ଯେ ଇଏ ସବୁ ପୁସ୍ତକ ଆସିବା ପୂର୍ବରୁ ଯଦି ତାକୁ କାହିଁକିନା ବିଷୟ ଗୁଡାକ ପ୍ରାୟ ସମାନ ରହୁଛି, ପ୍ରାୟ ସମାନ ରହୁଛି। ଏଠି ଯାହା ପଢା ହଉଛି କେବଳ ଟିକେ ଏପଟ ସେପଟ ହେଇଯାଇଛି କଣ, ଯୋଉଟା କି ଆମର ରହୁଛି ବ୍ଲକ ରହୁଛି, ୟୁନିଟ ରହୁଛି, ସେତିକିରେ ଯାହା ଟିକେ ଅଛି, ପାଠ ପ୍ରାୟ ସମାନ ରହୁଛି, କିଛି ନାହିଁ, ପ୍ରାୟ କୋର୍ସେସ ସବୁ ଷ୍ଟଡି ସମାନ ହେଲା କି। ଇଏ ବହି ଆସିବା ଟିକେ ଏତେ ସହଜ ହଉନାହିଁ। ତାପରେ ଯଦି ରେଗୁଲାର, କାହିଁକି ନା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଘଣ୍ଟିକିଆ କ୍ଲାସରେ ଏତେ ଗୁଡିଏ ପାଠ ଏମିତି ଏତେ ଶୀଘ୍ର ସାରିବା ସମ୍ଭବ ହଉନି। ତେଣୁ ଇଏ ଗୋଟେ, ତଥାପି ଆଇ ଟ୍ରାଏ ମାଇ ବେଷ୍ଟ ହାଉ ଟୁ ସପ୍ଲାଏ ମିନିମମ୍ ଥିଙ୍ଗସ୍। ଓକେ, ମୁଁ କେମିତି ଟ୍ରାଏ କରୁଛି, ନିଶ୍ଚିତ ଭାବରେ ଟ୍ରାଏ କରିବି, କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ହବ ନାହିଁ। ଏଇଟା ଯେହେତୁ ଏଇଟା ଫାଷ୍ଟ କ୍ଲାସଟା, ଟିକେ ସମସ୍ୟା ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜିକାଲ ସମସ୍ୟା ଟିକେ ରହୁଛି, ସମସ୍ତେ ସବୁ କଥା ଜାଣିପାରିଥାନ୍ତି, ସମୟ ପଳେଇ ଯାଉଛି। ଆସନ୍ତା କ୍ଲାସରୁ ଇଏ ସମସ୍ୟା ହବନି। ଆଉ ତାପରେ ଯଦି ରେଗୁଲାର ଯଦି କ୍ଲାସ କରିବ, ମୁଁ ଭାବୁଛି ଆଉ ବହି କିଣିବାକୁ ପଡିବନି, ମୁଁ ସେଇଭଳି ପଢେଇବି। ଓକେ, ବହି ତ ଦରକାର ପାଖରେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ମନେ ରହିବ ଯଦି ଘଣ୍ଟେ ଠିକ ସମସ୍ତେ ମନ ଦେଇ ଶୁଣିବେ, ତାହେଲେ ବହୁତ କଥା ମନେ ରହିବ।
सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था सर।
हाँ
सर हिंदी में क्लास नहीं होगा सर, मतलब एक्चुअली मुझे उड़िया समझ नहीं आता है।
इंग्लिश
यस सर, बट हिंदी बेटर रहता।
हिंदी बेटर ठीक है, लेकिन वी आर इंस्ट्रक्टेड टू टीच इन इंग्लिश. ओके,
ओके ओके।
इज इट डिफिकल्ट यू?
नहीं सर, थोड़ा है बट ट्राई करूँगी।
Yes, yes. You will contact with the regional office. Okay, Bhubaneswar. Do listen me.
यस सर यस सर।
You must contact with the regional office to me, Hindi or English, which you opt. Okay. Okay. And we are discussing Puranas. Puranas are also important for providing geographical information on rivers, lakes, mountains, and other places. Why do we read it? Because these are various sources from which we grasp knowledge to write history. How can history be written without the sources or evidences? Understand?
Yes
And
sir.
these are the literary sources or literature. Okay? Hence, Puranas are also important for providing geographical information of rivers. If I tell you that Mahabharata, you must have read Mahabharata, the
Yes
great
sir.
epic, Indian epic, and you must know a number of regions. There are matrimonial relationships with royal families, isn't it?
Yes.
And which provide us ample proofs about the existence of the particular region, states, names of kings or the rulers, isn't it? And
Yes
these
sir.
are also the sources which are enshrined in the literature. Okay? And Sangam literature, let us discuss Sangam literature. The earliest Tamil texts are found in the corpus of Sangam literature. This is the work of poets who composed them over a period of 3 to 4 centuries. They assembled in colleges which were called Sangams, and the literature produced in the colleges was called Sangam literature. There were 3 Sangamas or literary gatherings. The first and last at Madurai, and the second at Kapatapuram. This entire body of literature, yes, is dated to first 4 centuries of the Common Era, though they may have been completed the 6th century. The poems, some 30,000 lines of poetry, are on the theme of love and war. They were modeled on the bardic songs of ancient times and transmitted orally for a long time before they were compiled. They do not constitute as religious literature. The poets came from all walks of life and included teachers, merchants, carpenters, goldsmiths, blacksmiths, soldiers, ministers, and kings. So, these should not be called regarded as literary your religious literature. Due to their varied themes and authorship. They are a mine of information on everyday life of the people of their times. They constitute literature of the highest quality. Many poems mention a king or a hero by name and describe in detail in his military exploits. The gifts made by him to bards and warriors are celebrated. Maybe these poems were recited in the court. It is a possibility that the names of the kings refer to historical figures. Chola kings are mentioned as donors. Chola. The Sangam literature mentioned many flourishing towns such as Kaviripattinam. They also speak of Yavanas coming in their own vessels and purchasing paper for gold and supplying wine and women slaves to natives, or Sharma writes it in 2005. Their information on trade is corroborated by archaeology and foreign accounts. Then biographies, poetry, and drama. Besides religious literature, early India is a repository of masterpieces of drama and poetry. Historians have used them to call out information on the times in which they are composed. The earliest Sanskrit poets and playwrights include Ashoghosa and Bhasa. Ashoghosa authored Buddha Charita, Sariputta Prakaranam, and Sundarananda. Bhasa was a dramatist and wrote Panchatantra, Duttavakya, Balacharita, and Swapna Vasavadatta. The great Sanskrit writer Kalidas authored dramas like Abhigyana Sakuntalam, Malavikagnimithram, Vikramarasyam, and poetic works such as Raghuvangsha, Kumar Sambhava, and Meghadutam. They provide important insights into the social and cultural life of the Guptas. Then there are ancient dramas on historical themes. Mention may be made of Visakha Datta's Mudra Rakshasa, 7th, 8th centuries, written 7th to 8th centuries. This drama is based on how Chanakya tries to win over Rakshasa. You must be acquainted with the story of Rakshasa and Chanakya, Nanda dynasty, how Chanakya wanted to destroy Nanda dynasty or Nanda king. Rakshasa, a minister of the Nandas, to Chandragupta Maurya's side. His other play, Devi Chandraguptam, centers on an incident in Gupta king Ramagupta's reign. Narrative literature included Panchatantra and Kotha Sarita Sagar, ocean of streams of stories. They are collections of popular folktales. Biographies of well-known kings are an interesting piece of literature. These were written by court poets and writers in praise of their royal patrons. Banabhatta's Harsacharita talks in eulogistic terms about Harsavardhana of the Pushyahuti dynasty, perhaps the last ruler of ancient India, Harsavardhana, who belonged to Pushyahuti dynasty. It is the oldest surviving biography in India, according to Bana. It is an आध्यायिक, a genre of text related to itihasa tradition. It speaks highly of the king, but at the same time hints at the fratricidal struggle for the throne. Bilhana's Vikramankada Charita is about the Chalukya king Vikramaditya. Then Buddhist and Jaina literature. Among the non-Brahmanical and non-Sanskrit sources of early India, Buddhist and Jaina literature constitute an important category said to have been composed after the death of Buddha. The Pali texts, Tripitakas or the three baskets, tell us about the state of affairs in India at the time of the Buddha and 16 Mahajanapadas. Tripitakas in the common name which is given to the Buddhist canonical literature and their commentaries in Pali language. The Tripitakas are in Pali, Chinese and Tibetan versions. They consist of three books, Sutta, Vinaya and Abhidhamma. The Sutta Pitaka contains the discourses of Buddha on various doctrinal issues in stories, poems, and dialogue form. The Vinaya is about 227 rules and regulations for monks and nuns of the Sangha. It includes explanations about the founding of each rule by the Buddha. It contains information about Buddha's life, events, and the story of Buddhism down to the first Sijin. The Sutta Pitaka contains 5 Nikayas, of which Khuddaka Nikaya is collection of discourses. It contains Therigatha and Jatakas, which are important sources for the historian. The Jatakas contain stories about former births of the Buddha in the form of a deva, man, animal, fairy, spirit, or a mythological character. Jataka गल्प प्राय समस्ते पढ़ी बुद्ध जातक गल्प. Many stories and motifs were borrowed from pre-Buddhist and non-Buddhist oral vernacular traditions. Due to their popularity, they were transformed into sculptural bas reliefs as they provide a glimpse into the history of Buddhism and popular Buddhism. Okay? And Therigatha, verses of elder monks, and Therigatha, verses of elder nuns, are a collection of poems with verses which were narrated by the early members of the Buddhist Sangha. Therigatha is the first surviving poetry supposed to have been composed by women in India. Here
Sir,
हेलो ସାର୍ ଙ୍କର କଟ୍ ହେଇଗଲା ବୋଧେ
I also
ନାଇଁ
think so.
कौन है लगी
सर पर
क्लास सरी गला कि भाई मैंने
क्लास खत्म के
एटा तो बुझी नहीं हबार सरला कि केनता
होय पर ना जानी पारबार हो
एले जे नंबर 102 আছে সেটা আমার ক্লাস है भाई কাল
सब्जेक्ट हाँ एटा अभी हमर टाइम
हिस्ट्री रो
हाँ एटा अभी हिस्ट्री रो केन पार्ट है तो बही ना दबार जानी ना हुआ
ये तो कोर्स रो ना गिरा से कोड गिरा नहीं जानी
होय बोल
तुम जान छबार
नहीं जानी बोली
अरे बही भी नहीं है सेक्शन
बही आइसले बुझी था बोली
अच्छा
से
हेलो कैन
कोर्स
एनीवन
कोड
हेल्प मी
नहीं
सर
मिले
कोन
तो
कहले मु तो जानि पाइलिनी बट बुक्स बिना केमती कोन फॉलो करले करिया कहले सर किछ कहि परिबे
तार कहले जे बुक्स निजे किनी पका मार्केट
नहीं नहीं डाउनलोड कर दियो वेबसाइट में
पीडीएफ
इग्नू वेबसाइट रो
if someone find the links please share with us
link I don't have the link but I have got my books
केमती कहि
you
परिबे
can
ଟିକେ
share the
ଆସିଛି
photo
ତମର କେମିତି କଣ ଆସିଲା ଆମର ତ
पार्सल ले आइला पोस्ट रू
ଓହୋ
ଆମେ ତ ପାଇନୁ ଆସୁନି ସେ
କେମତି କହିଲା
କରୋନା
ଶୁଭା
କରୋନା
ହେଲାନି
କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେବେ କଣ
बोधे भुवनेश्वर रे ही खाली आसी अलगा एरिया ପାଇଁ आसी
ना मु तो कटक रो
ना बट
बोधे ये
भुवनेश्वर बिजनेस
पाखापाखि
सेंटर
ମୋର
कॉल
ତ
करथिली बट
ଜଗତସିଂହପୁର
सेठी भी जे बुक्स आसीनी बोली मन कहले
ମୋର ତ କଟକ
हाँ
ପାଖାପାଖି
एबे
କଟକରେ
तो हमर
20
बुक्स
କିଲୋମିଟର
आसी हाँ
ओ
अलगा डिस्ट्रिक्ट ପାଇଁ आसीनी सुंदरगढ़ संबलपुर आसीनी बोधे
सुबेश मैडम आप के लिंक टा शेयर कर परिबे मो सहित जो कूड़ा डाउनलोड करले मु तो पाउनी इग्नू से मन वेबसाइट रू
तम आइडेंटिटी कार्ड स्कैन कर दियो
कोथले
आइडेंटिटी कार्ड रो ଗୋଟେ क्यूआर कोड ଅଛି ସ୍କାନ कर दियो
ଆଇଡି କାର୍ଡ ହିଁ
ओके
ଆସିନି ଆଇଡି କାର୍ଡ ମିଳୁଛି ସେଥିରେ ନା ସେଗୁଡା ଯୋଉଟା
आईडी कार्ड ऑनलाइन थिला ऑनलाइन अछि ऑनलाइन अछि
आइडेंटिटी कार्ड ऑनलाइन आनिବାକୁ पड़िବ
ऑनलाइन रे अछि आइडेंटिटी कार्ड आसीतिला पीडीएफ ता डाउनलोड करिवे
हां एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म टा एंड आईडी कार्ड टा दिया जाई छै
हम्म
और से
ସେଗୁଡା
क्यूआर कोड
ସ୍କାନ कर
स्कैन करले मिली जिवो
ହଁ ନହେଲେ ବୁକ୍ ପଛପଟେ ବି
हाँ
କ୍ୟୁଆର କୋଡ ଦିଆ ବୁକ୍ ତ ନାହିଁ ତମ ପାଖରେ ଛାଡ
बुक नहीं
ଆସିବ ଭାରି
सर
ବୁକ୍
क्या
ଆଉ
कितने दिन में चली ऑनलाइन क्लास
अच्छा सर तो आसी
ପିଡିଏଫ୍ ବା ପିଡିଏଫ୍ ଗୋଟେ ଇମେଲ ଛାଡିଛନ୍ତି ବା
ହୁଁ
ଏବେ ସିଡ୍ୟୁଲ ସବୁ ଅଛି
ଆମ मेल रे
ହଁ ତମରି ଇମେଲ
ହଁ ସମସ୍ତ ଇମେଲ
ना तो आसिन तो किछि
मेल तो ଆସିନି
मेल तो आसिन
ମୋର
ନହେଲେ
ଇମେଲ ନୁହଁ ମେସେଜ ଆସିଥିଲା
अच्छा
मेसेज तो क्लास ପାଇଁ
ମୋର
ଆସିଥିଲା
ମେଲ
मेल
ଆସିଥିଲା
ରେ
आश्री जी
बुक ପାଇଁ तो किछि आसिन
ଓହୋ
अगर
मेल
बुक लेना
अच्छा नाटा कोन मेल रो माने जो
राजेंद्र प्रसाद त्रिपाठी
मास्टरी जी अगर बुक लेना हो बुक कौन से दुकान से मिलेगा सिर्फ भुवनेश्वर में ही
हाँ बोलिए
सेटा क्यूआर कोड से सब बुक्स मिली जिवो तो
हाँ
अच्छा असाइनमेंट कोन जोटा दिया आइछि सेही करिया पड़िबो ना ऑनलाइन रू आनी की
असाइनमेंट की दिया ହେଇନି
असाइनमेंट तो बाहरी
एबे
ना
जे
एक
दिया
पर्यंत
तीन टाकी मिलबो
ମୁଁ ସାରଙ୍କୁ
ना बट
ପଚାରିଥିଲି
रीजनल सेंटर कांटेक्ट करला बेले से कहचंती कि ऑलरेडी असाइनमेंट गुडा का आस जाईछि माने जुलाई 2020 सेशन रो नै जनवरी 2021 सेशन रो सेटा हमकु कमांड करैक पड़िबो
तो ଆମେ ତ 2021 ଆଉ 2022 ର
ଆମେ
हां बट जुलाई
ଜାନୁଆରୀ 2021 ସେସନ
2020 सेशन रो नै कि जनवरी 2021 सेशन रे जो असाइनमेंट दिया आइछि सेटाई हमकु करैक पड़िबो बोल कहले से
ମାନେ ସେ ଆମ ବ୍ୟାଚ୍ ର ନୁହଁ ପ୍ରିଭିୟସ୍ ବ୍ୟାଚ୍ ର
प्लस बेस रो 2020 रो
ବୁଝି ପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି ଆପଣ 2020 ଆଉ 2021 ବ୍ୟାଚ୍ ଆମେ 2021 2022 ବ୍ୟାଚ୍
ଆମେ ଆମର ଜାନୁଆରୀ ସେସନ 2021
ହଁ
ଏବେ जुलाई पिला
नेक्स्ट क्लास
एडमिशन हेबे हमर आसीनी एबे जे असाइनमेंट दिया हिनी एबे
बट सार कुआडे गले
କ୍ଲାସ ସରିଗଲା ବୋଧେ।
ସରିଗଲା।
କାଟିଦେଲେ ସେ
कौन ओनली हाफ एन आवर क्लास?
ନା
5ଟା
ନା
15
କ୍ଲାସ
ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ
1
ହେଲାଣି।
ଆୱାର କ୍ଲାସ
କାଟି
ଥିଲା।
ଦେଇଛି। ହଁ
5:15 ରୁ
ହଁ 5:15 6:15।
बट द टाइमिंग तो दिया है 6टा ରୁ 7ଟା।
ନା ସେଟା ଅଲଗା କ୍ଲାସ
ତା ଅଲଗା
ନା
କ୍ଲାସ
ନା
ଥିବ।
5:15 6:15।
ଘଣ୍ଟାଟା ତ
ଏଇ କଥା
କ୍ଲାସ
କହୁଛି
ଅଛି
ଭାଇ
ଅଲଗା ନାହିଁ।
ଅଲଗାଟା କହିପାରିବିନି।
ତମେ କୋଉ
ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି
ଅନର୍ସ?
ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି
ତମର କୋଉ
ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି
ଅନର୍ସ କି? ଆମର
ମୋର
ତ
ଇଂଲିଶ ଅନର୍ସ।
ହଁ
ଏଟା
ଇଂଲିଶ
ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି
ଅନର୍ସ
ଅନର୍ସ
ଅଲଗା
କ୍ଲାସ।
ପଡେ। ଏଇଟା
ହଁ
ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ରହୁଛି।
ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଅନର୍ସ ଏଟା ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଅନର୍ସ
ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି
ପିଲାଙ୍କ
ଅନର୍ସ।
କ୍ଲାସ ଏଟା।
ହୁଁ।
ମାନେ
ଓହୋ।
ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଅନର୍ସ ତାଙ୍କରି କ୍ଲାସ ଏଟା।
ହୁଁ
ମାନେ
ଲେଟ୍
ତମର ଇଂଲିଶ
किसका
କହିଦେଲି।
ତମର ଥିବ
होगा?
ବିଇଜି ଥିବ ତମର ବିଇଜି ଥିବ।
ସେ ତ
ବିଇଜି
ଲେଟ୍
ହଁ
କହିସାରିଲିନି।
ଆଉ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିର BHIC ଥିଲା।
ହଁ
ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ହଉଛି BHIH ଏଣ୍ଡ ଇଂଲିଶ ହଉଛି ବ୍ୟାଚଲର୍ସ ଇନ୍ ଇଂଲିଶ ମାନେ ଇଂଲିଶ।
ଆମଟା
ଆଉ ଭାଇ
ଆମ
BHIC ଟା କଣ?
BHIH ଆମର।
ଆପଣଙ୍କ ମେସେଜରେ ଗୋଟେ ଆସିବ ଇଏ ମେସେଜ ସେଥିରେ ଗୋଟେ ଲିଙ୍କ ଦିଆଯାଇଥିବ ସେ ଲିଙ୍କ ଆପଣ ମାନେ କଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ସବୁ ମାନେ ପିଡିଏଫ ସେଠି ସବୁ ସ୍ପେଶାଲ ମେନସନ ହେଇଛି
ନା ନା
କିଏ
ମୁଁ
କୋଉଠି କରିବ।
PDF ଟା ତ ଡାଉନଲୋଡ କଲି ହେଲେ ବି ମାନେ ଯୋଉ ଆମର କୋର୍ସ କୋଡ ଅଛି ଆମର କୋଡ ଟା କଣ 101 କି 102?
ନା ନା ସାର୍ ଆମ କୋର୍ସଟା
ଦୁଇଟା ଆମର।
ହଉଛି
ଏବେ ତ
BHIH ଆମ କୋର୍ସ ହଉଛି BHIH।
BHIH ଜାଣିଲି କିନ୍ତୁ
BHIH 101 102।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଯେତିକି ତା ଅଣ୍ଡରରେ ଯେତିକି
BHIC
କୋଡ
ହଉଛି।
ଅଛି ସବୁ ଆମରି ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ଆଜି ହଉଛି 101 ହେଲା କାଲି 102 ସେକେଣ୍ଡ
ଆଜ୍ଞା ହଁ
ସେମିଷ୍ଟର
ସେମିତି
କାଲି ହବ
ସେମିତି
ବୋଧେ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ସେମିଷ୍ଟାର ହବ କାଲି ମାନେ
ହଁ
ଆମର ଏତେଣ୍ଡ କରିବାର ଅଛି କି ନାହିଁ?
ହଁ ଆମେ ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିବୁ
ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ
ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି
ସେମିଷ୍ଟାର
ଅନର୍ସ
ଟା
ତ ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିବୁ ଅଲ
ହଁ
ଅନର୍ସ ପଲିଟିକାଲ ତ ସେଇଟା ଆମେ ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିବୁନି
ନା ଆମର ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ମାନେ ଆମେ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି କରିବୁ।
ନା ନା ବୁଝିପାରିଲେନି ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ସେମିଷ୍ଟାର ପିଲା ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିବେ ନା ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ସେମିଷ୍ଟାର ପିଲା ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିବେ କାଲି?
ନା
ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ
ସିଏ ତ
ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହେଲା ସାର୍ ଜାନୁଆରୀ ମାନେ ଏଇ 3 ମାସରୁ ଜାନୁଆରୀ ଆସିଲା ମାନେ ସେ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଚାଲିବ ସାର୍।
ଦିଟା ତାକୁ ପାରାଲାଲ ନେଇକି ଚାଲିଛି ଆଉ
ହଁ
ଗୋଟାଏ
କାଲି
ଇଏ କରିକି ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଦିନ
କାଲି
ଧର ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ଆଜି ହେଲା ଆଉ ପରଦିନ ହବ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ
ଆରେ
ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ଆଉ
ଆମର ତ 29 ତାରିଖ ଅଛି
ନା
ନେକ୍ସଟ
କାଲି ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ହବ ନା।
ହଁ
ହଁ
ଆମର
ନାଇଁ ସେ
29
କହୁଛୁ
କୁ
ନା
ଅଛି।
ଗୋଟାଏ ଦିନ ସେଠି ଗୋଟାଏ ଦିନ
ନା ନା ଆସନ୍ତା
ଗୋଟାଏ
କାଲି
ଦିନ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ
ସେକେଣ୍ଡ
ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ହେଲେ
ସେମିଷ୍ଟର
ଗୋଟାଏ
ହବ
ଦିନ
ନା
ସେକେଣ୍ଡ
ନା ନା
ସେମିଷ୍ଟର
102
ହବ।
ଟା
କାଲି ଅଛି ସାର୍।
ହଁ
102 ଟା ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ନା ସାର୍।
ହଁ ସେଇଟା ତ କହୁଛି। ହେଲେ
ଗୋଟାଏ
ଆମର
ଦିନ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ହବ ଆଉ ଗୋଟାଏ ଦିନ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ହବ ଅଲ୍ଟରନେଟ ଡେ ରେ ହବ
ହଁ
ଏମିତି ଏମିତି।
ବୁଝିଲେ
ହଁ
ଯୋଉ ଆମର 29 କୁ ଅଛି ପୁଣି କ୍ଲାସ କାଲି ନାହିଁ।
ହଁ
କାଲି ଅଛି
ଇଏ
ନା
ବି ତ
କାଲି ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ଅଛି।
ମାନେ
ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ଅଛି ଆମର ନାହିଁ। ଆମର
ଆମେ
ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ
ଦୁଇଟା
ସେମିଷ୍ଟର
ଦେବ ନା
ଆମେ
କାଲିକି
ଆମେ ବି ସେଇଟା ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିବା।
ଆମେ ଦୁଇଟା ଦେବ ନା
ଆମେ କାଇଁ ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିବା?
ଦୁଇଟା ଦେବ ନା ଗୋଟେ ଦୁଇ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର କରିକି ଦେବ ନା ଆମେ।
ହଁ ଦୁଇଟା ଦେବ ଏକା ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଦିଟା ବୁଝିପାରିଲନି ଭାଇ ଯେ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ସରିଲେ ସିନା ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର କ୍ଲାସ ଟା କରିବା ଆମେ।
ନା ନା ସେମିତି ନାଇଁ ସେ ତ ପାରାଲାଲ ନେଇକି
ସେଇଟା
ଯାଉଛି
ତ
ଗୋଟେ
ଜାଣିନି
ଅଲ୍ଟରନେଟ ଡେ ଗୋଟେ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ଆଜି ହେଲା ଗୋଟେ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର କାଲି ହବ ଅଲ୍ଟରନେଟ ଡେ ରେ।
ହଁ
ଦିଟା ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ଥରରେ
ସେଇଟା
ପଡିବ
ତ
ନା
କନଫର୍ମ ନୁହଁ ମତେ ଲାଗୁଛି ସେଇଭଳିଆ।
नेक्स्ट क्लास कब होगा?
ହେଲେ କାହାକୁ କଣ୍ଟାକ୍ଟ କଲେ ବୁଝିହବ।
कल होगा कल सेकंड सेमेस्टर का होगा।
ସେଇଟାର
ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ଆମେ
କାହାକୁ
ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ
କଣ୍ଟାକ୍ଟ
ସେ
କରି
କରିବୁନି।
ହଉନି।
କଣ୍ଟାକ୍ଟ ନମ୍ବର ଗୋଟେ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ପିଡିଏଫ ରେ ଏଇ ସାର୍ କଲ୍ ପିଡିଏଫ ରେ ଯୋଉ ସାର୍ କଣ୍ଟାକ୍ଟ
ତାଙ୍କୁ
ନମ୍ବର
କଲ୍
ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି।
କରିକି ବୁଝିଲେ ଟିକେ ମାନେ ବତେଇବ।
ହଁ
କାଲି ନହେଲେ ଏଇ ଟାଇମରେ ପଳେଇ ଆସିକି ସାରଙ୍କୁ ବୁଝିଗଲେ ହବ ନାଇଁ।
ହଁ କାଲି ଅଲଗା
ହଁ
କୋଡ କିନ୍ତୁ ଏଇ କୋଡରେ କାଲି ହବ।
ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଅନର୍ସ ନେଇଛୁ ଯଦି ଦୁଇ କ୍ଲାସ ତ ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ନା।
ନା ଭାଇ
ହଁ
ବୁଝିପାରିଲନି ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ସରିଲେ ସିନା ସେକେଣ୍ଡ
ହଁ
ସେମିଷ୍ଟର
କ୍ଲାସ
ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ
ତ
କରିବ।
ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିବା ମତେ ଲାଗୁଛି ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ କାହିଁ ପାର୍ଲାଲ ଅନୁସାରେ ସେଇ ଅନୁସାରେ ନେଇକି ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି।
ହଁ ସେଇଆ ବୋଧେ।
ସେ
ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ
ଦିଟା ଯାକ
ସେମିଷ୍ଟର
ପାର୍ଲାର ନେଇକି ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି ଜାଣିଲେ ତ ଆପଣ ଯାହା
ହଁ
କହୁଛନ୍ତି ସେଇଟା ଠିକ କଥା କିନ୍ତୁ ଇଏ କଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ନା ହଁ ଇଏ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ସେମିଷ୍ଟରରେ ଗୋଟେ ଦିନ ଗ୍ୟାପ୍ ରହିବ ପୁଣି ସେ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର କରିବେ ପୁଣି ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ଗୋଟେ ଦିନ ଗ୍ୟାପ୍ ରହିବ ପୁଣି ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ସେମିଷ୍ଟର ଏଇଭଳିଆ। ହଉ ଛାଡ ବାଏ ଆଉ କଣ ଆଇ କାର୍ଡ ଟା କୋଉଠି ଯାଇ ଡାଉନଲୋଡ
ହଉ ଭାଇ
ହଉଛି?
କିଛି ଜଣା ପଡିଲେ କାଲି ଆସିକି ଜଣେଇବ ଆଉ। ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
ହଁ ଭାଇ କିଛି ଜଣା ପଡିଲେ
ହଁ
ଖାଲି ମାନେ ଏଇ ଟାଇମରେ ବତେଇବ କ୍ଲାସ ଟା ହେଲା।
अरे नसीब किया तुम लोगों ने।
ହଉ ଭାଇ ଠିକ ଅଛି ବାଏ।
ହଉ।